Do you believe in angels? Do you think angels exist? Do you have a guardian angel? Have you met him or her? Or do you think angels are just for people of a certain religion or a certain ideology? Or are all of us entitled to have that divine protection? Welcome, everyone, to this edition of We Are Not Alone. May K. Beeler here with Queen City News Plus. Typically on the show, we talk about UFOs, UAPs, ETs, alien contact, galactic deities, non human intelligence. Well, where do angels fall within that realm? Well, today we're going to speak with an expert who knows all about angels. He is an angel intuitive, and we welcome him in, Michael Andre Ford. Michael, welcome.
Great to speak again, May Kay. Thanks for having me on.
I am so excited about this. I just couldn't wait to have our conversation with you today. So let me brag about you just a little bit before we get started. So, yeah, you are an angel intuitive, best-selling author, and known for guiding individuals. More than 14 years you've been at this. And you help people through direct multisensory experiences with angels, divine figures, galactic beings, and departed loved ones. You are the author of the best-selling book, Listening to Angels, How to Listen to Angels for Answers to Life's Questions. And it teaches readers how to enhance intuition and communicate with angels for guidance. Haven't read it yet, but I'm going to get it. You're the host of the Angels Positivity and Love Show with, my goodness, hundreds of episodes exploring spiritual growth, healing, and connections with higher beings. And I think this is important. You have a storied resume. You worked with on Wall Street for a while, 16 years. You were a New York City global publicist. You put people on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, on CNN, and you say you have traded your expert journalist thing for the angels human divine matchmaking thing. So, what is it like to be an angel intuitive, and what prompted you to take this turn in your career and in your life?
Well, thank you for the big intro. And I had a couple years on Wall Street before I fell into public relations and took to it like a duck to water. I peaked out at 1,100 plus interviews just around the time of the Lehman crisis. And I used to introduce journalists to experts or experts to journalists. And I basically traded that in for introducing humans to angels and vice versa. I help a person chill out long enough to get out of their head, out of what they know, out of being stuck a little bit, to get into their big heart, which I would argue you're in half of every day at least, to just pay attention more, listen. It's a direct feeling, seeing, and hearing thing. And I'm off the hook for credibility. I've got photos of angels, historical photos like an Audrey Hepburn will move in the photo. And we know photos can't move. People can do this jointly. So that's joint seeing, hearing, and feeling. And all languages are spoken. So it's Turkish, Japanese, German, with dialects as well, and some humor. And I'd add that the most important thing about that is you also are getting your answers just the way you need to hear them. I don't think anyone else on planet Earth can navigate your personality quite like an angel. They know how to say everything just right so it gets to your heart and hits home.
Michael, let me ask you, let's just start from the beginning. What is an angel?
An unconditional love being that's almost interdimensional, I'd put it that way, just out of your grasp in terms of thinking. And that's okay. They're not here to interfere, but they're completely aware of your situation. They're completely aware of your timeline. They're completely aware of if you can allow for past lives or concurrent lives. And they're pure love. So they want to see you have the best experience possible. And sometimes experience is what we get when we don't get what we want. So when you're stuck, or my problem is, my situation is, or you're dealing in the currency that all of mankind right now, myself, you, everyone we know, we do a lot of thinking. And that thinking precludes possibility. So nothing that I'm talking about happens when you're up in your head. It happens when you're in your heart. I'll do the simplest example. When you want to talk about walking your dog, you're up and thinking, I want to go walk my dog. When you actually walk your dog, that's what we're talking about. When you're in your heart, not on an iPhone, and you're actually enjoying your pooch is enjoying you. You're one with the leash, one with the dog. That's all this is. Whether you're an athlete on the soccer field, you're an artist. I think musicians get it as well. They're in the flow. And business people who are transacting, they get yeses all the time. They're dancing right through the day. They're having fun. This is about joy, kindness, compassion, being in the flow, and really nothing else. Um, Thinking, though, is the rub, and none of us are allowing for enough heart these days.
Well, I tend to overthink everything. So I definitely want to connect with angels. Are we born with angels? Do I have a guardian angel that's with me at birth? Does everyone have a guardian angel that is with them at birth and stay through life? Or do we have different angels through life?
Both and yes. And the big questions are we alone? What can we trust? It's trust your heart, trust that angels exist. Your answers are more, hugs will come. You're born with a guardian angel. They stay with you for every second of every day. And we talk about non judgmental, true love. They've been through even the time you tipped that cow. So the bottom line is they've seen it all. And you do have an angel team or spirit team or a cheerleading squad. It really doesn't matter what lingo you use. You're not alone. You've got a big team. Some angels come and go. It could be based on your life stages, where you're at, what lessons you need. It's not like if an angel leaves your team, you can't talk to them again. I think just taking the initial step is the biggest hurdle here. A lot of people want to call this spiritual or woo woo woo, but we're talking organizational stuff on planet Earth. When was the last time you knew an organization to be squeaky clean? We're all doing a lot of thinking. It's kind of like trying to hand out tickets at the Indy 500. Good luck with that. We're doing way too much up here. And you don't see, if you turn on the news, no offense to Fox, you're not going to hear a lot about love, peace, compassion, kindness just when you flip the channel on any given day. That's what this is about is less doing, slowing down the doing and trusting what you've already got for your connection to all there is.
So ever since I was a little girl, I always thought that angels were from outer space. And I thought that, because in some books, I think Chariots of the Gods, it talks about angels have a helmet on, they have wings, they're from the heavens. Are angels from outer space?
They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, all sorts of backgrounds. The best thing I could do is reference that Ryan Reynolds movie. If anyone's seen that particular Green Lantern, there's a moment where all the Green Lanterns from around the universe are wearing green outfits, but they all look really different, not just human. Um, so angels have all sorts of backgrounds. I've been doing this maybe 15 years, but it was only about last year, or a little bit earlier, that a few angels started mentioning their backgrounds. Orion originally, Andromeda, Sirius, Pleiades, blah, 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 or from so far out that it makes those other places look like our like next door neighbors. So there are light beings, there's galactic figures. If it's easier for people to think interdimensional, there's a lot of disclosure coming out in the summer, let's say, or it's already kind of happened. There's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of skin in the game telling you how it is. And I think that's what we're talking about at every level here. It, this isn't about allowing others to dictate your wellness or feed you facts. This is really about trusting your heart and the connection that you already have to all there is, whether it's angels, loving beings, spirit guides, Native American chiefs passed over who are your buddies, your grandmother, your pets. No one's left you. And thinking isn't going to help you get unstuck or to feel that connection. So, worrying about any of this is not the point of the exercise. This is
But
just about 10% less thinking daily, and that's about as good as we're going to get. Thinking's not going away for all of us, and thinking is very much responsible for our unconsciousness and all the complexity. If you want to call it some harm on planet Earth, yes, but I could just call it complexity. Why spend any more time on that?
Michael, I like it when you say no one's ever really left us. No one has left us. Those of us that have deceased loved ones and pets, they're right here with us. So we're just going to leave for just a second because we have to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to talk about how we, the folks watching, how we can connect with our angels or galactic beings or deceased loved ones or whatever you want to call them. I just have such warmth when I think about angels. And I'm so glad you're here with us. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back when We're Not Alone continues right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of We Are Not Alone. You are not alone. You have angels. You have deceased loved ones and pets that are with you. They never leave you, those who have loved you all your life. And we're here talking with an expert, Michael Andre Ford. Michael is an angel intuitive. He's been at it for about 15 years, and he knows how we can get in touch with our spirit guides, angels, whatever you want to call them. Michael, you have some pictures for us because I wonder, what do angels look like? Do they look different to everybody? And what are we looking at here?
Well, there's about 1,000 ways to see angels. I got lucky with a Sure Shot camera early on and started taking photos of angels daytime, nighttime, indoors, outdoors. I handed the camera to other folks. And the photographs, these are real photographs. You could put your palm up and feel the energy through two screens. No big deal if you're actually watching. If you're listening, you can just ask for a hug and feel a hug. You have to go loosey goosey, though. Top left is an actual fairy named Ginger, actual fairy, and I have her about 5 different ways. The little points of light next to her are archangels. There's a pink ball of light that's an angel named Joy. She's always the first one that I do, sort of the ambassador, communicator, the one who helps you let go and trust the process, trust your heart. The four little rainbow pie slices, those are archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. The silhouette of an angel, orange, kind of the bottom right or left, whichever way you're looking. That's my guardian angel. Maybe 80,000 people have her. I had a guest on, a physician, retired physician today, who knew immediately that was her guardian angel. And she got to sit with her on a California beach as a human for 30 minutes. So,
Michael,
look,
what is it? I'd hate to interrupt. So it's the orange picture. What are we looking at?
you're looking at angels in light energy form. You're looking at the
Okay.
silhouette of an angel with a really complex name, Min, like Minnesota, Lakota Sioux word for water. She's very oceany. And she's the same photo next door with the blue ball light. She's the whitish one. It's a metallic kind of daytime shot. There's a face in there. And if you close your eyes and just see her on a beach, that's easier for a lot of people. If you want to look out a window and see her 60 feet away, daylight standing there, and that's a lot for a lot of the audience to take in. You can see them full on. It's whatever you will allow for, and that's the ultimate rub here. Daily, whether we're talking spirituality, angels, woo woo woo, galactic beings, what are you allowing for daily in your life? Is it just work, rinse, repeat, and get out of bed again? Um, is it stress? Is it fear? Where are you putting yourself? And there's like 10 things I've learned in 15 years. One of them is where you put your focus is where you put your focus. And how you spend your energy is how you spend it. If you can just be a little bit more aware of where you're putting yourself in each moment, you're off to the races. It's discovering the difference between you're up in the mind, kind of unconsciousness or unlove or judging, fear, worry, stress, the rest, reacting. Or are you in your heart? That's where all the good music is made. When you listen to music, when you dance, when you smile, you laugh. That's love. And that's when everything kind of becomes simple again.
When you took these pictures, do you talk to your angels and say, "Would you show yourself to me?" I mean, how can I take a picture of my angel?
You can just take one. You have to do all the figuring out yourself. It's like life being the do-it-yourself project. But the top middle one, the tiny little V of lights, those are archangels with Metatron in there. I was sitting on a couch indoors at my first Austin, Texas home. I'd come from New York City after almost like 20 cumulative years. And I hear a little voice that just says, go outside, take the Sure Shot camera, take a photo over the house. It's nighttime. I'm lucky I didn't put up a fight. I just went out and did it, and I got that amazing photo. And I've been really lazy about taking photos the last like 5 years or so. I used to take thousands of photos. It's really not the point of the exercise to worry about the photos. I do use them as a simple letting go exercise. I light sage and blow it through two screens. I've probably been on about 75 interviews in the last 2.5 years. On most of them, I light sage, blow the smoke through the screen. You smell it wherever you are. You get flower smell after that. You can smell ocean. It's whatever you'll allow for, but angels will bring it to you. I show light on my hands. And I do a lot more than that. I put the photos up, though. You can start by treating them like a fireplace, feel the energy, but you can ask a question and get an answer. And the wild thing is, for most of us, for the first few seconds of listening, it sounds like our voice. And then it turns into their personality, and you get crystal clear instruction. The one thing I'd mention is, what do you think half your intuition has been to date? I'm not saying the intuition side that said hop in someone else's Jag and go 150 miles down the highway. That's the other side, the complexity side. I'm talking about the good voices. If it's your grandmother, you're in the middle of a community golf tournament, you're on the 17th hole, you've got it. and your little voice says, let's smack it, go for a hole in one. You're on fire. If your grandmother, your favorite person on the other side, came in the middle of that swing, you'd probably shank the ball and go seek psychiatric help, or if it's your guardian angel. My point is, you're getting the advice all the time. You're
Mm.
doing things perfectly all the time. When we talk about all of this, there's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing that you're going to gain. There's nothing you have to lose. You have to move past seeing the negative on this. You're already fully skilled. It's just you're a little occupied, like that movie, The Matrix. You're a little up in the head, whether you know it or not. You're too married to roles, tasks, beliefs that get in the way that are not love. So when you relax a little bit more, like you would to be in the zone for sports, art, music, that's all this is. It's the degree of difficulty of like falling asleep at night on a good night, or taking a shower, a hot shower, where you're singing, to an Italian opera thing, or brushing your teeth. You don't really analyze, did you skip a
Mm.
tooth 2 Tuesdays ago and stay up for a week all night worrying about it, texting or calling a friend, hey, I think I missed my third molar. Thank God ego and all our complexity does not obsess about brushing your teeth.
Michael, are there common signs that people see that could be their angels or deceased loved ones? For instance, you hear people say, "Oh, I saw a butterfly today," or "I saw a cardinal today." With me, with a soulmate of mine that died, he sends me feathers, and in the middle of nowhere. And so these are common, right? Does that make sense to you? And is this typical? Will angels send us signs like that?
Feathers, dimes, pennies, the clock, a sudden smell, a movement of the air in the room, maybe even a touch or dream time, visions. You often hear the stories of a loved one passing and then coming to visit the person that they love most, or one of their loved ones. Just within 24 hours, they sit on the foot of the bed. You can't tell if it's a dream, if it's a lucid vision, or something else. That's what people can have if they would just relax a little bit more and not make this such a big deal. Remember, there's science, there's thinking complexity, but look at planet Earth at any point in the last 150 years. How well is that working out for mankind? We're talking just a little more love, a little more kindness, getting out of the rat race. It's not big business somewhere. It's actually up in our heads. That's the first opportunity. It's kind of like getting a master's and an undergraduate degree. You got to have one before the other. The undergraduate degree is understanding the difference between being up in the brain and being in the heart. As a kid, you had it all. And throughout different points of your life, when things were easy, summer felt like a whole year. Time can pick up or slow down. Everything is, your reality is essentially something that you're creating or influencing, whether you know it or not. So there's not too much you can tell anyone. I don't tell anybody anything. I try to just get them teed up so they can do their own listening, get their own experiences. And then, 1 out of 5 will completely freak out, but they'll recover. Others have already been doing it. They've got a lot of gusto about it. They get into it. And you can meet as many loving figures as you wish. You get direct experiences again, seeing, feeling, hearing, and you can do it with other people. If you have a twin sister that's comfortable, has taken their steps on their own and owned it, and make, hey, you've done it as well, you can do joint seeing with angels, a few galactic figures, your grandmother, whoever.
Hmm. I want to ask, we got to take a break. When we come back, I do want to ask, can we ask for help? Because I know we have free will. Will an angel help you if you don't ask for help? And can we ask for help? And will they help us? All that when we come back, when We Are Not Alone continues right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of We Are Not Alone. We're talking about divine intervention. We're talking about angels. Michael Andre Fuller joins us today. He is an angel intuitive. Michael, can angels help us? Will they help us if we are in need of help, or do we have to ask for help?
You can get help with anything, but you do need to set your intent. You do need to make the request. And I would argue that most of us running around are doing so much thinking. We're firing off requests, whether we know it or not, all day long. But usually it's through the head. This is about just getting into the heart, keeping it really simple. It could be something as easy as angels, hey, help get me out of my head into my heart, and then help me have the greatest cup of tea in the world, or help me with work, help me with relationships, help me with my health. If you can own it with a thank you, amen, rock and roll, whichever way you roll, if you're in India, Om Sai Ram, that's really it. Set your intent, And I would argue you're already doing it before you get onto the soccer field to play the community match. If you're a professional player, you'll probably have a routine that's based in the same setting your intent. It's an appreciation of the moment. It's allowing more. It's getting out of what you know up in the brain to just allow for a little more possibility and for the help to come in your life. Sometimes it can take a few weeks to see the results, but if you can just practice trusting more, allowing more, and thinking less, that's the gist here.
You know, Michael, we often hear about situations where somebody comes into someone's life to help them, and then they look away and they're gone. They disappear. So, can angels come in human form?
Absolutely. I got a lot of guests on my show who share a lot of stories like that. You turn to say thank you, they're gone, or just the sparkly eyed stranger who said something you'd been thinking all morning, I need to hear this. They say it again, you turn, they're gone. But you can also have angels in full on human form. Like if you pinch them, they're not going to say ouch, but they pinch you, you say ouch. You can have them physically there. I was meeting with a book manager probably around 2012 at a Starbucks, and I had a woman facing the wrong direction at the front windows of most Starbucks. People look out, they people watch. It's Northwest Austin. And she was dressed in a way. I mean, Austin, Texas has like 13 different crowds from oil, suits and ties to cowboys to everything else. But this woman was like dressed Santa Fe, New Mexico style. She was sipping the coffee and stared at me the entire time. I pointed it out to my book editor. That turns out that was Charlotte, one of my business managers, angels down in human form. I asked the important questions, not who killed JFK, but do they drink the coffee when they're here? The answer is yes. So you can see angels in full on human form. I think that's a lot to take in. I think just settle for a hug, get a little whisper, feel a goosebump. I mean, this is like a pool party. You might be the type that at a pool party goes cannonballing right into the pool. I'm not. I can take a full hour to get to my knee. So I think this is very much like a pool party. It has to be at your own pace, your own speed. You're going to be worried, are you doing it the right way? It's really none of that. You were born for this. You were already connected as a kid. You were connected, every other day for your adult life, but you don't give yourself any credit for any of this stuff. You just forgotten.
Michael, we know this is a very chaotic time in the world with war going on and so much sadness and stress. And I don't even have to describe it. We know this is a tough time with a lot of heavy energy. Are there, what role do the angels play in that?
Love is a constant. Love is in everything. Open your eyes to see love. I'm quoting the Big Mary on that one. There's not a lot of stuff I say that isn't straight from angels. After 15 years, I get a little practice. But look at war, look at conflict. It's been going on the whole time since World War One, Great Depression, World War Two, Korean War, you name it, all the way to today. There's always conflict going on. And so you can choose to focus on the details and complexity and everything else. And there's definitely other stuff like forces that are even more complex. We don't need to get into that. I've seen negativity, I've seen dark light, I've seen worse. The point is, angels are loving beings that are a constant, super patient. You have free will. So the side that likes to give you room to grow, I mean, this is about expansion for all of mankind, growth, expansion, more kindness, more compassion, more love, more patience. And you're the only one who can take your steps. No one can do your figuring out for you. Quick thing that you did ask about though, when you signed up to come into this lifetime, whatever unique life path you're on, and they'll dust it off for you if you've gotten off track, just think of it as a giant slalom Olympic ski course down a mountain. You've got a couple fixed gates along the way that you have to make. Angels will come in without you asking for the help to assist you in getting through those gates. You signed up to be at the right place at the right time to meet that one person at year 25. So they do quietly do a lot of orchestrating. And think of it this way again. You're already doing a lot of firing off your energy, but mostly through the brain, which I don't want to call it negativity, but it's definitely unconsciousness. It's 1% of 1% negativity. Try not to get obsessed with, oh my God, I'm thinking again. It'll just be ego hijacking everything, getting a clipboard and pen, playing Julie McCoy from Love Boat, and getting you off track for another 2 years. And even if you agreed with anything in this, it could be 2 more years. You're like, I'll start Tuesday. He's absolutely right. I should listen to angels, and 2 years goes by. Welcome to being human. Don't try for any of this. You already have intuition. If you can find a way to sit outside on the grass, touch a tree, light a candle, listen to classical music, whatever it is. There's 1,000 ways to get into your heart, but most of us are up here. That's the first step, is just trusting there's something greater going on. Religions have all tapped into this, cultural folks, spiritual practices. I mean, even sports, the flow state. Everyone's got skin in the game. They're all going to tell you how this is. I hope you don't listen to me. Don't contact me. The point on this is you're the only one who can figure this out, and you're going to find certain ways of describing it using words that'll resonate with you.
Michael, we're out of time. How can people get in touch with you and tell us about your book? Because we all want to know more.
Michael Andre Ford, Andre like the champagne, Ford like the trucker car. And my Listening to Angels book is at Amazon. That's the easiest way to go. Just put in Ford Listening to Angels. It was, yeah, again, #1 twice in 2025 in Angels, thanks to another show getting me out there. It's a super simple book, 15-minute read. If anyone thinks I wrote that, you're awesome. But I mean, I was seeing balls of light as I typed, and it's so smooth. The language is very gentle. There's just no way. It was straight from angels, and it's a really easy read. It's all you need. There are 7 photos of angels in there, and these are real photos. Took the photos. All of this, what I love about my role is the credibility is there simply because everyone else is taking the steps. I just kind of point the direction, tell you dad jokes, and that's it.
Okay. Angel Intuitive, Michael Andre Ford, you are fascinating. Thank you for uplifting us. I'm going to put you on the spot as we say goodbye. What do the angels, I know you've talked about love, love, love. What do the angels want to end the show with? What do they want us to know?
Allow more, show love always. And I would add just good luck with that. We got a lot of thinking going on. But the more you can just take a breath, take a smile, and drop into your heart, enjoy the present moment, the more you're going to figure this stuff out.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on this edition of We Are Not Alone. May K. Bueller here with Queen City News Plus. We'll see you next time.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.